There was a woman, I can't think of her name. It's the Phoenix magazine. She did a very provocative story. Sonny liked attention. You know, him and I got in a big argument one time. He did an interview in Rolling Stone magazine. Unbeknownst to him, Rolling Stone magazine really didn't like the Hells Angels after the Altamont incident, and he did this story in Rolling Stone, very provocative, about murders. There you go.
1972.
Well, no, this is a 1979 Masters of Menace. Michael Douglas is on the cover, if I recall correctly. Mine's not as sharp as it used to be, but Masters of Menace, and it's
Is that it?
that's it.
79.
Masters of Menace, 1979.
This infamous gang has traded its colors and cycles for dark suits and Lincoln Continentals.
Continentals.
What do they mean?
Well,
by
I never
that?
drove a Continental. I drove a Cadillac.
You did? I'd rather have a Cadillac
Cadillac
than a Continental. though.
There you go.
Yeah, any day of the week.
El Dorado, thank you. He did that article, and he did it without permission of the club. And, this is one of the first times I confronted him in the meeting. I said, Ralph, I said, if you would have followed protocol and brought it up in the meeting here, I go, you would have realized, he didn't read Rolling Stone magazine. I said, you would have realized that since Altamont, there's been a series of negative, stories from these Rolling Stone investigating
Who's Ralph?
reporters. I'm sorry, that's Sonny's name.
That's
what
his
I
real
called
name.
him. That's what I called him.
But that's his real name?
That's his
Ralph
real
is-
name. Hey,
okay.
Ralph. And
How long did it take until you guys had that kind of a relationship? You meet him 78. When did you guys become super close?
probably in 1982 when he said, I'm dying of cancer. And he goes, I want you and Irish to take over. And Irish was a Los Angeles Hells Angel. Now, Irish was now a very powerful Oakland Hells Angel who took Sonny's place. So Irish and I had a special relationship that if Sonny maybe had done a little bit more vetting, he would have understood our relationship. We were very close. And Irish and I had an inside joke that Sonny was so big and so popular that it took two of us to replace him. Because he turned over, he said, George, you and Irish are going to do the interviews from now on. They'll cut my voice box out. I'm not going to be able to communicate. You know he had cancer, correct? And they cut out his voice box, and he had to learn to talk again.
How bad was it?
They didn't think he was going to make it.
But was he able to communicate?
He did, yeah. He yelled at me
Different
more
voice?
than once with that voice box. He placed his thumb over the box, and he could generate, certainly mechanical voice, but to me, sounded like Sonny's voice. It still sounded like Sonny's voice. I knew Sonny's voice.
Commanding.
It was very commanding, and he would the veins in his neck would pop out from straining, and I think you can, there's some stuff on the internet, you can hear him, and he very seldom did interviews after that. I talked him into doing a interview in 1988 or 89 called In Search of the Hells Angels. And Sonny and I were the hosts of this show. We hadn't done a big TV show in a long time. And we were on the show. Hunter Thompson was on the show. There's Sonny right there talking. And
Which show is this?
this is In Search of the Hells Angels, I think.
Let me see it, Rob.
The other thing with Tucker Rocky advertising their clothing
I hear his voice.
in an ad in their book, that helps feed us. But I don't have any one big thing that makes me a lot of
Was he
money.
a smoker?
I have a lot of
3
little
packs a day.
things that make me a fairly
And then
decent
became an
living.
advocate for not
And
smoking.
After
I
this?
guess
After-
you could say
after-
I'm
Really?
hoping this movie
How
Like,
dramatically
is
did he
gonna
change
retire.
after he got cancer? Did he change? Did he become softer? Did he become more gentle? Did he become more...
No, he seemed like he hadn't changed a damn bit. I'll tell you the tenacity on this guy. You figure he comes back from prison in 94, maybe, 93. I can't remember exactly. He does 4 years. He goes back to Oakland, and I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this. He gets shut down because what you have to understand, here's the guy that, how good is his judgment? He's the guy that said Tony Tate was the Hells Angels of the future, and he decimated, the Oakland Charter. Chico goes to jail for 40 years. Kenny Owens goes to jail for 41 years. Cruzy does 18 years, gets deported as soon as he gets out. So you have all these things that impacted the charter because Sonny endorsed somebody. And, perhaps it's not fair for me to lay it out that way, but that's the facts and that's the truth. But he packs up and goes to Arizona and starts over. This guy's 70 years old, and he packs up, goes to Arizona, makes the Dirty Dozen, turns the Dirty Dozen into Hell's Angels. So now he's got a complete state that he's completely dominant of. And
does he take Noel with him, or is he with Z at this point?
He takes Noel with him. And
how loyal did Noel stay to him?
Well, she took $1,000 a week from the FBI.
I'm talking loyal, like other men, like
Oh, I think she was loyal to him.
She was loyal.
Yeah,
to him.
I think she was absolutely loyal.
That's
to him.
respect. At least she was loyal. That's good.
Yeah.
So while she's
except for the $1,000 a week
from the FBI.
Yeah.
So when Noel's going through that, and he's going through his time, if he's doing so much harm to everybody, how come nobody kills him? How come he lives till 83? How does he live till 83?
Well, I think that I'm gonna say something here that a lot of people that know the Hells Angel history and perhaps are watching this go, that's bullshit, but it's not bullshit. When I was in Spain, I was told that he was this close to getting voted out of the club for all of his antics over the years. And I'm not supposed to talk to anybody in the Hells Angels. I'm out bad. I'm at odds with them. They're not allowed to talk to me, but I continue to get correspondence from Hells Angels asking me my opinion of things and what do you think about this and do you think we ought to do that? And they wrote me and said, we're going to kick Sonny Barger out of the club. What do you think? And my response to them, whether it impacted them or didn't impact them, my response to them was, that's the stupidest thing you guys could ever do. I go, here's a guy you followed for 63 years, and now you're going to kick him out of the club because you think he's a clown? I go, what kind of message is that to the outlaw bike culture? I go, sit on your hands, man, and just let it go, and don't give him free rein. And that's what they ultimately did. Did it have anything to do with George Christie? I doubt it. But I think...
Why didn't nobody kill him, though?
I don't know. Maybe they were afraid. Maybe...
was he
killing...
protected?
Saying... That's a very... And I don't mean this in a disrespectful way, but that's a cavalier statement. Why didn't somebody just kill him? I mean...
Well, if you think about, like, Paul Castellano would make the money and he would keep the money.
Right.
And then they're like, well, why aren't you sharing?
Why don't we get
You're
rid of
living
it?
in a White House, but we got... So, in business, it's like somebody saying, why are you keeping 100% equity to the company and why are you not sharing the equity? Why are we not able to have a piece of this, right? So to me, was he at least a guy that took care of people financially? Was he a guy that...
Sonny?
I
don't think so.
Really?
I don't believe so. But look, what you're saying is very valid. But why did Paul Castellano wind up dead in front of Sparks Steakhouse? There's one reason why, and only one reason. John Gotti. Because John Gotti had the balls to do it. And imagine failing at killing Paul Castellano. Same thing with Sonny. Somebody goes to Arizona to Sonny's house and they fail killing him. I mean, that's a pretty heavy...
if you fail?
If you fail.
But if you're a professional, you're not going to fail. When we set out to create a shoe that blends comfort, function, and luxury, we had the choice to make it fast. We had the choice to make it cheap. We chose neither. Instead, we chose Tuscany, Italy. We chose true Italian craftsmanship, each pair touched by 50 skilled hands. We chose patience, spending 2 years perfecting every detail, and we chose the finest quality at every step. Introducing The Future Looks Bright collection. Not rushed, not disposable, not ordinary. Rather, intentional, luxurious, timeless. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.